Yeah, I wanted to tell my friends, mainly those who are still young men this time, who are schooling. School is very, very important. I remember when I was a young man, I was schooling at Namiwawa Full Primary School. When I wrote my Standard 8 examination, I went to Pyramid Correspondence College. That was in 1970. So I met a certain man who had been going to South Africa and be working under mines. He told me to leave school and follow him to South Africa to buy a bicycle. By that time, we had been calling it Sipos. It was a very, very beautiful bicycle in appearance. So I was attracted. I left school and I followed that man to South Africa. When I reached there, I made so many problems and I started crying because I was working under the ground, under the mine, maybe more than 45 kilometers down deeper, where I made heat, very, very hot under the ground. We had been working with, white people who were very cruel. If you are working lazy, you had to be beaten cruelly under the ground. Some had to be killed by white people if you are working lazy. So when I saw that, I remembered that I left education. I was learning freely. No problems I had been facing. Now look, I left education and come here in South Africa. I'm facing these problems. What can I do? I decided to run away from South Africa to Malawi on footing. So I decided that from Malawi, Chirega to Freshest Town by air 2 hours. From Freshest Town to Johannesburg, day and night, 3 days. Can I move footing to Malawi? No. So my friend told me that you go and meet Indians. Some are having, shops in Malawi, while they are having another shops here in South Africa. So if you meet them one day, they will take you from here, South Africa, to Malawi for 10 rand by that time. You can pay them 10 rand.
10 rand.
10 rand, yeah. So yes, I went to meet one of the Indians. He told me that, oh, no problem. My shop is at Jali in Zomba. Jali, yes, okay, very good. I will meet you so that you can take me from here to South Africa to Malawi. So after we compromised each other. After I worked 3 weeks since I met that man, my friend advised me that, Jonathan, don't do that. You left Malawi coming here because you were poor. So if you leave South Africa back to Malawi while you have buy nothing, you will suffer. You better put your heart in God. God will help you. You want to die, no matter you are suffering with white people, but you will finish your contract and you will go back to Malawi. Okay, I didn't go back to that white man, the Indian. I worked and I finished my 24 months, which is 2 years, but I suffered.
Wow. Okay. What is it like to work in a mine? So you worked in the mine.
Yes.
And it was suffering. So if it's hard for you to talk about, you don't have to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I have no idea. I'd like to hear about what the work was like, what the racism was like, and the challenges you faced, and maybe is there any good parts? Was there anything you enjoyed about mining?
Yes, they were, but struggling and enjoying. Struggling was too much. Enjoying just a little time to enjoy. Because if we come out from the mine, instead of enjoying with our friends, we had been making struggles too. People in South Africa, they were not allowing foreigners to go to South Africa and be working. So foreigners were loved very much by the Mayans because we were hard workers, while the owners were very lazy. So for this problem, the owners were hating foreigners too much. If you move on the road, going to visit maybe some places to know South Africa, once you meet the owner, he can kill you with a knife because he knows that this one is a foreigner. Just a moment, you can find the people, a foreigner and the owner fighting.
What do you mean by owner?
Oh, the owner, it means, for example, myself here in Malawi, I'm the owner of the country because I was born. Yes.
I see. Okay, so like I would say that's a local.
Oh, local.
Or national. Yeah.
Okay, national.
Exactly. So just random South Africans.
Yeah.
They would want to kill you because they know you're not from South Africa.
Yes.
How can they tell?
How can they know that you are not a South African?
Yeah.
According to the language.
Oh.
Yeah, they speak their own language and we speak our own language.
Right, yeah.
So to communicate, I think one day I told you that under the mind, there is a language. You can leave your language for which you use in America. I can leave my language in Malawi and communicate with that particular language which was formed under the. It's a ground language, under the ground language only.
Wow.
If you go outside, you leave that and be using your own languages. So if you meet someone from America, this one from China, you use the mine language now so that you can understand each other.
Were there Americans in the mine, or what countries were people from in the mine? Like what kind of people did you meet? Did you meet anyone from China?
We had mainly Africa.
Okay.
People from Africa. I think we have got, if I'm not mistaken, 50-something countries in Africa. So all
in the mine.
52 countries in Africa.
Oh, total.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So people were from different types of countries, in Africa, to meet there at South Africa, to work under the mine. So we had been meeting white people, some from different types in the country, working under the mine. White people. Indians, no, those people cannot work under the mine, they are very lazy. But white people from America, from somewhere, we had to meet under the mines. Those who were leading us under the mines were white people.
Well, not all Indians are lazy.
No. An Indian cannot enter under the ground. They are very lazy, those people.
Not all Indians.
No, I think all of them.
What about some of our friends here?
Who?
Our friends.
Friends from?
From India. I have friends from India that are not lazy.
You have got your friends?
From India.
From India?
They are not lazy.
They
They're
are
very hard workers. I promise
maybe,
you.
okay, yeah. Maybe nowadays they are, but according to my age, the Indians I had been meeting that time, they were very, very lazy indeed.
Okay, point. I understand your point.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the language? Can you still speak it?
Under the ground?
Yeah, do you remember that language?
Yeah, even this time I can speak at them. I knew it and I know it now. Once I meet someone who knows the language, we do speak that underground language for the long time. I know it very well.
Can you just like, I know I won't be able to understand it, but could you just, so I could just hear it? Could you
Okay. For example, if we want to greet each other, we say, good morning, how are you? Where are you going? Yeah. We speak Moroi madod. Kanjani uya we upi wenahamba. Menahamba lapha phansi mugodini. Anti namhlanje wenahamba ehle lapha phansi mugodini. Nakhona lo jobo futhi. Yes. Menahamba joba lapha phansi mugodini.
Wow.
Lo jobo ka wena wena yenza lapha phansi mugodini. Mena muchini boy.
Okay.
When we say I am mena muchini boy, that's to say a person who is using machines to break the stone. Yeah, we break the stone and put something at the stone, and then with the stone breaks out. Yeah.
So what was your job? Were you operating machines or were you using your hands? Like what
Okay.
a day
Those
for you?
who are using machines to break the stones, we call them machine boy. They do go to school and learn how to do that. Now we have got some other people who uses shovel to remove the broken stones which have been by the machine boy. Like that. Some are the winch drivers. Some are train drivers. Local drivers. A train moving with a train carrying stones, and we have got some other trains which take people from one place to another. Yes, those are called local drivers. They have got their own conductors who helps them for that job. Like that. Yeah.
What was your job?
You mean myself?
Yeah, what were you doing on a day?
Oh, you mean my job? But my job at first, my first time, I was a local driver. Not a local driver, but I was a helping the local driver, whom can I say, a conductor.
Right.
Yeah, when the train is moving, I had my whistle and be whistling, warning people not to stand near the railway because the train is passing. Yes, the train has stopped. It wants people to come, and I was the one to call the people to come and enter in the train and start our journey. That was my job.
Did you keep the same job the whole time you were in the mine for 24 months? You were blowing a whistle to let people know the train
Yeah, I changed the job.
Okay, what else did you
After 6 months, I changed the job. I wrote a letter to be a cleric outside because under the ground, so many things, bad things which were happening. Yeah. To change the job, one day I fought against, we say capital. Do you know capital? A group leader. Yeah. Our group leader was very, very cruel. So one day I fought against him, and the case went outside the ground to the compound manager. So after that case was judged by the compound manager, I was asked myself that this capital is going to be removed away from his job, so we want you to take his job to be the group leader. So I told them that, no, this is my first time to come here in South Africa.
Yeah.
I can't be a group leader of people. Okay, what kind of job? I said, I want to be the clerk. You go and write the letter. So I wrote the letter to the company, and then I was allowed to do that. So that job I just did a few days. My contract finished. And they told me that when you go back to Malawi, come as quickly as you can. Oh yes, when I came here, I didn't go back again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's because it's windy. I'm just going to put this is for the wind.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So, what kind of suffering was happening in the mine? Like you said, you saw people killed?
Yeah. Only those who were lazy were killed. If a white man has told you to go to get something, maybe you go and get the shovel quickly to me. You haven't heard him properly. You take something different from what he has said. You are to be beaten.
How, like with their hands or with the
Hands. They were strong people. Fighting. He had to tell you that if you are strong enough, let us fight. If you don't, I will kill you right away now. Very, very angry. He tells you while he is very angry.
Wow.
But there are some other white men. When they found you, you are in a group waiting the time to start work. He just come and be looking at you and find that among those people, this one seems to be very strong to all the people here. This one is strong. He had to tell you, stand up and stand. And say, you go and take those 2 bags of cement there and bring them here. Take them at once. I don't want 1 bag here, another bag. No. At once you just lift them 2 bags.
Like 100 kg?
Yes. Lift them at once and bring them here.
Is that possible?
So when you go there, you had to go and triage. Now, if we use the language of South African mind, we say, boss, lo job wena nikile mina lapha ina nzima stereki mina hayaziphakamisa zonke one isikhathi. Now he asks you, if I come there, can't in our language, lo sikhathi mina buya lapha phakamisa lo mabagi lo wena cabanga mina aziko kuphakamisa mina buyisa yena khona lapha, you tell him no, okay, I'm coming, which means, sir, the bags are very heavy, I can't lift them two at once. Now the white man asks you, are you sure that if I come there, can't I lift them at once? You can't give the answer, just look at it. Now he comes and he lifts the bags at once, 2 bags. Lift them.
You saw this with your own eyes? Or you just heard about it?
Eh?
Did you see this?
Yes.
Wow, and you lift 2 bags of cement over his
With
head.
my eyes. And he put them down. And come to you. Why you say they are very heavy? And he start beating you now. Because you have failed to lift the bags. Beating you cruelly. 1. Do you know there is a disease which we call, measles. Do you know measles?
Measles?
Eh?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I know. I don't know anyone that's had measles, but I've heard.
Yes, okay. What about smallpox?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Measles and smallpox are available under the ground. Available under the ground, 1. And then,
Did you get sick in the mine?
yes, measles
Oh, I'm
affected
sorry.
me, affected me, and I went to the hospital. When I came from the hospital, the disease didn't finish on my body. I was working still sick.
Yeesh.
Yes, until I finished my contract, while I have got measles on my body. I was black, my body was real black.
What were you mining? What material were you taking from under the ground?
Okay, gold.
Gold.
Yes, gold. Most of the mines in South Africa, gold.
Which city were you in? Or which city were you? Where in the country were you?
I was in Boksburg North. There is a certain mine which is called ERPM. It's a government mine. Even our leader, Ngwazilo Kotakamuzupanda, when he was going to America, he stopped there and worked for 2 years, and then he proceeded his departure to South Africa. Indiana University, he had telling us that like that, Indiana University. Yeah. So I was at ERPM.
Wow. Okay, so when you were first going down to South Africa, you said it was to get a bicycle. You left Malawi to go get a bicycle in South Africa?
Yes, I went to buy a bicycle.
What did it look like? Why? What was so
Suppose.
special?
You know suppose?
Sports?
Yes, that bicycle was called Suppose. Oh, it was like that one, that small bicycle. I think 3 bicycles there. The small one.
The green one.
Yeah, that is Suppose. But it was made, they were putting a compass on that. So many beautiful things which they were putting on the bicycle.
A compass? What else?
Yeah.
What else can you remember?
You mean the compass?
What else can you remember about the bicycle? It had a compass. What else?
Yeah, so, we have got mirrors.
Mirrors?
Yes, or 2 mirrors so that you can see backwards when you're cycling.
Yeah.
And so many things on the bicycle.
Let me go get it so you can have it.
Yes, the bicycle was looking like this. And we had to call it Suppose. Suppose bicycle.
Okay, so
Suppose bicycle.
you can just maybe, I'm just gonna put the microphone here. This should be fine.
Okay.
So, if you can just stand where I am standing. Mm-hmm. Come here. Okay, so you can say the bicycle looked like this one, and you can talk about the mirrors, you can talk about the compass, and anything else you can remember.
Yes.
And then, did you get one?
You see what?
Did you buy one?
The bicycle?
Yeah.
No, I didn't buy it. I just went there
Okay,
with
okay,
the
hold on.
aim of the bicycle, but I didn't buy it.
Okay.
I left Malawi and go to South Africa and work under the mines in order to buy a bicycle like this one. By that time, we had to call this bicycle Sipos. It had got mirrors by that time. It had compass. It had chain box full. It had.
What's a chain box?
It was like this.
Oh.
Yes, this is the chain box also. This one.
I see it.
Yeah, it had a chain box and some other beautiful things which were on the bicycle in order to decorate it.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I saw the bicycle with my friend, that's why I had an aim of leaving school.
You left school to go get a bicycle.
To get a bicycle.
And how old were you?
By that time, I was young, sir, because in 1971, I was 18 years of age. And I remember at Chileka when I reached, no, not Chileka, but Wenela, we had been meeting white doctors who came and be checking us if I am fit enough to go to South Africa or not. They had to check if my scale is enough. Scale, yes, we had to weigh on the, yeah. They wanted from 135 kgs. No, libs. By that time.
What is a libs? Oh, pound.
Pounds, yes.
LB.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. From 135 pounds going onwards, you are allowed to go there. But 134 going downwards, no.
Okay, how much did you weigh?
Yes, I weighed 175. We were two, my friend from Jali and myself. We weighed my friend 178, myself 175. When one white man said, although you have weighed like this, you seem to be young. You want to work under the ground. It's a hard work there. Go back and try to go to South Africa, maybe 2 years to go from now.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I want to go right away now. So they told me that, oh, let us count your teeth. So when they counted my teeth, I had 30 teeth instead of 32. So the white man said, no, you are young, you better go. I tried to tell him, no, I wanted to go. So the lady, because the doctor, and I don't know if he was his wife. So the wife said, no, leave him go because his weight is high than all these people. So I think he will do the job. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, go. That's why now I had a chance to go to South Africa. But this doctor didn't want me to go to South Africa. Yes, sir.
And so they did let you go, though, at that time.
Yes.
1971.
1971.
You were 18.
Yeah, I was 18 years. I was born not 53, maybe by 52 and 51. Just around that year, 52, 51 is when I was born, yes.
That's exactly when my father was born.
Oh.
December of 1951.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but myself, it was 16th September, 1951.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Very good.
Sure, sir.
Very windy today.
Yeah, it's windy. Myself, I chose to be working at night because what I wanted is when I come out from the mine, morning hours, we are already out, we wash our bodies, we drink our tea, and then we had to go to be seeking, small pieces of job. You know, if I say to search.
Piecework.
Yeah, piecework in the white people. Yeah. So people, white people in South Africa had to like those who can speak English so that they can understand each other. So myself, I had a chance to be working with them. From there, I go to another place. From there, and some other white people had been asking me to be translating from the white man and his garden boy who doesn't know how to speak English. I think in South Africa, if you know, we had Chaka, Zulu people, Zulu. So when they ran away from South Africa to Malawi, those who came here in Malawi, they changed their language, Zulu, they are called Angoni. Ngoni people here in Malawi.
Right.
Yeah. Now those who went to South Africa, I mean in Mozambique, they changed it and are called Changani.
Right.
Different languages now.
Do you speak those?
Changani? No. But I just know just a little bit. Yeah. When they say, for example, Lomwe, if we say, you are telling me lies, you are lying. In Lomwe we say, water, onimota. That's, you are lying. Now in Changani they say, wahemba. That's the difference.
It's pretty different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, in South Africa we are doing that. So on our way from the compound, to go to the place where you are working, you are doing a piece job, sometimes 1 kilometer, sometimes 2. So this distance you had to meet the country owners, or I may say national. Yeah, national.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They ask
so you at night, you're working underground in the mine.
Yeah.
12 hours.
Yes, we had to enter under the ground and start job 7 o'clock. The starting time 7 o'clock, and we have to. We didn't when we are working under the ground, we don't follow the time on watch. No, we are asked, do you see this heap of stones? Yes. If you finish this heap, you are free now to go. If you don't finish, you want to go until those who work at daytime come tomorrow and change you here. Yeah, so it has a hard job. Yes, from 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Working hardly.
It's making me tired. Okay, and then after that you leave and you walk 2 or 3 kilometers to be a guard?
Yeah.
Or to be a translator? When do you sleep?
No. No sleeping. Because let me talk about myself. I had been keeping 2 hours to sleep. 2 hours was enough for me to sleep. And another hours I had been working. Because what I wanted there was money. I wanted to get much money so that when going, because by that time I didn't have wife, I didn't marry. I want when I go back home, I must buy this for my wife so that when marrying my wife, she must get everything okay. And myself okay so that I will be enjoying very much. That's what I wanted. I was a hard worker indeed in South Africa.
Did it work? When you came back to Malawi, did you have the money that you needed to?
Yes, yes, and I remember I paid there at Mulunguzi, Puma, Mulunguzi there, I think. By that time, that one was a garage.
So you're saying it's now a petrol station, but it used to be a garage?
Yeah, by that time it was a garage. It was called Fairway. Puma, it was called Fairway Filling Station by that time. So, another part, garage. So I paid money there to be taught how to fix a car.
Oh.
Yeah, when they told me to pay, maybe it was 10 shillings. By that time, it was a lot of money, 10 shillings.
You paid them to teach you?
Yeah. So there was a young boy. The owner of the garage was an Indian. So there was a young Indian, a boy who was there as the leader of the garage. So we were quarreling all the time. You are very stupid. I told you to do this. So I had to tell him that, no, I have paid you money. Don't say stupid. Give back my money. I can go. We can't give you. So we had to quarrel. One day we fought each other.
With fists?
It's when I was fired now. Jonathan, no. Here is your money. You can go. I left and go back home. And from that time, I didn't go to another garage and pay. No. I was just staying, and be joining working in the companies. As I told you that in Cholo, so many companies, and like that.
Gotcha. We can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
So, was that your first time on a plane?
Yes, it was my first time on a plane.
What can you say about that?
Oh, you say, what do I remember about the plane?
Yeah, did it feel special?
It was Air Malawi. I used Air Malawi, not for. We had two kinds of aeroplanes. The biggest one was we had to call it 4-engine aeroplane. It was very, very big, 400 people. Now myself, I didn't use that plane. I used the Air Malawi. 2-engine. It was a very good one, a special one. People who were using a 4-engine aeroplane, they were facing struggles. We using Air Malawi 2-engine, no, we were very, very good indeed. So when I asked my friends who were using, 4-engine aeroplane, they had to say, the language of undermining language, we say, it was kutauza. When it flies going up, up, up. Sometimes it goes back down as the engine has stopped working. When going down, people had to bump their heads to each other. Some vomiting. You see in the plane. When it stops, it goes again up, 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 and so on until it reaches the freshest town. But our plane, Air Malawi, no, we didn't face that. We were just moving with no any problem.
Very good.
Yeah.
What can you share to others?
Yeah, now what I have learned about this, if I went ahead with my education, I think I didn't meet such type of problems. I could just work properly, because I remember one day there was a certain white man under the ground who had been telling me always that you are an educated person is stupid. If you were educated, you could be helping Bakiri Muluzi. No, you could be helping Kamuzu Panda in the parliament. So if you leave your parliament in Malawi and come here and be working under the ground, you are a slave. He had been saying such things to me. So I had been thinking that this white man is saying this to me just because I didn't go further with my education. And in addition to that, when I came back to Malawi, I forgot something. I wrote a letter to the Ministry of Education, and they allowed me to be a temporary teacher. When I started working in this department, money I was earning very, very less. And I had an intention of going back to South Africa again because of the money I was earning. They were giving me 5 kwacha and 45 tambala a month.
Uh-huh.
It was not enough money.
5 kwacha per month.
Yeah, per month.
And what would that be like today? Because the kwacha has
okay. By that time, 5 kwacha 45. I think today it can be 7,000. 7,000.
Which is about $10 a month.
Yeah,
for my American viewers.
Oh, God. Less, very less
very
indeed.
Less.
Yeah, and I had my children. That's why I decided now it's better to leave this job. We had a certain minister by that time, Rodwell Munyenyembe. He was the Minister of Education by that time. So when he came to Cholo to visit the teachers, He asked us to tell him our problems. So we asked, he said, I don't want any teacher to just stand and be giving the problems. No, choose one teacher who can take your problems and be telling me, one teacher only. So we asked the one teacher, the headmaster, our problems.
Yeah.
So the first problem was money less to our teachers.
Not enough money.
Yeah, not enough money. So the minister asked me, the headmaster, that what is your aim? Now the man said, please, you should a little bit increase so that they can be earning maybe a little bit more. So what Mr. Munyenyembe said, he said, no, Mr. Muriva, his name was Mr. Muriva, that headmaster. Mr. Muriva, if you see someone coming into your garden and start working in the garden without telling him to do the job, he has just volunteered himself. After the job, is he going to charge you how much to pay him, or you have to pay him in the way you may wish? Because you did no agreement. So Mr. Muriva said, oh, I'm the one to pay him according to how much. So he said, yes, these temporary, because we were called temporary teachers. These temporary teachers, Minister of Education didn't ask them to help us. They just come and be helping us. That's why we have decided to be paying them 5 kwacha, 45 tambala. That's the amount. If they don't want, tell them to stop.
So then you were thinking about going back to South Africa to work in the mine again, or you were going to find a different job?
I had an intention of going back to South Africa. As I told you that I changed the job and be a cleric.
Oh, to be a clerk.
Yeah, I knew that once I go back to South Africa, I want to enter under the ground anymore. I will be in the office. So it's better to go there.
Gotcha.
But the problem, if I go there, I leave my wife back here and be staying there alone. No, I don't want to leave my wife.
Oh.
That's why I was staying still and be finding some other jobs here in Malawi.
Women are very powerful.
Yeah. Women are very powerful. By that time, I was a young man. I can't leave my wife for 2 months. No, I can't. It's better to be here. Even my wife had been telling me that, you want to go to South Africa, you leave me alone here. When she asks me that question, even myself, I had to think that, yes, this one is saying the truth. It's better to be working here. I didn't go back to South Africa anymore.